Hello, I'm Vicky from Electric Needle Girls, and in the background I've got Heather. We are here for your bag making supply needs. So as you can see behind me, I've got this wall of 5 different coloured lots of hardware in 4 sizes. So you can see it's quite a bit of hardware. So what we're going to be talking about today is using hardware to elevate your bag to the next level. So don't be afraid of hardware. Hardware is what we use to add a level of sophistication to what we end up making. So as I just said, we supply this in 4 different sizes. We have our 1/2 inch hardware, which is our 12mm. We have our 3/4 inch hard mill, which is our 20mm hardware. Our 1 inch hardware, which is our 25mm, and our 1.5 inch hardware, which is our 38 to 40mm hardware, depending on where you go. Now, what I have in front of me, which I'm just going to change our camera view for you to see, is I have our 1 inch hardware for you to see. So you can see that we have this in our 5 colours. We have it in our rainbow, our gold, our gunmetal, silver, and antique. And we supply our 1 inch hardware in our triangle rings, our slide adjusters, our D-rings, rectangle rings, and swivel hooks. Now, depending on what hardware we're using, we can use different combinations, and whether we're using handles or straps or both. So depending on what bag we're making or whether we're doing a hack to a project, which is, hey, no bag police here. Absolutely no bag police here.
I think I might be the hack queen, Vicky.
Yeah, I think Heather might be the hat queen. So yeah, absolutely no bag police. You'll see that there are a variety of bags in the background here. I would hazard to say that in the making of at least almost every bag, either we've changed how we've made it from the pattern, or we've amended it in some way because we've just gone, we prefer it. It's slightly different. So this is us going, okay, don't be afraid, let's go through it. Okay, so going back to the hardware, I'm going to show this to you a bit closer up. So these triangle rings, so I'm going to show you the rainbows. We've got our rainbow triangle rings. We generally use triangle rings, and it's not necessary that you do it for this, but we generally use these with swivel hooks on detachable shoulder straps. You can also use, for this purpose, D-rings. This is a personal preference. You can use either or, you're going to get the same result. But what you will use them with is your swivel hooks. So it just depends, do you like your swivel hooks with triangle rings, or do you like them with D-rings? This is some of the questions we're asking, because it's your personal preferences that make up the choices that alter or adjust a bag to what I like to call it, make it a choose your own adventure. So no bag is exactly the same. When doing a shoulder strap, you will generally use a slide adjuster. So here is our 1 inch slide adjuster. Put it back in the camera range. So this, nobody has the exact same shoulder length or body width, so we generally use a slide adjuster, and this will help us create a shoulder strap that can be multi-purpose for most bodies. or so you can use it going either crossbody or down your shoulder, as Heather's mimed me. You've got a mic, Heather. Feel free.
I have got a mic, yes.
Feel free to jump in.
Show the little giraffe bag that I made for Lillian.
Okay. So this little bag here. So my granddaughter number 2 has a replica of this. So this was a present for her. This is actually a replica.
It's her birthday present.
Yeah, it was her birthday present. But because she's growing, we made we used a slide adjuster on this as well. So what we've done is because the handle's not detachable. Now this is where rectangle rings come into it. If your strap is going to come off, we use your triangle rings, D-rings, and a swivel hook. If your strap's going to be permanent like it is on this bag, we use rectangle rings, which in the 1 inch is this item, because it has your 2 flat sides, which gives the fabric a nice flat place to sit and a nice even place.
And that one's in the 1/2 inch.
Yes.
For a 3-year-old, 1/2 inch is probably a good scale.
Yeah. Yes. She picked the fabric, and I'm actually quite jealous because my 3-year-old niece, she got designer Tula pink fabric. I'm yet to get anything designer. She's looking at me funny now. It's like so I can afford to buy them myself. That's what she's saying behind me. That's by the by. So
I don't think I make many bags for you.
No, I don't think you've made a bag for me. My 3-year-old niece gets spoiled, but I mean she's cute as a button, so I mean I guess I can see why. There are some photos on our social media of her showcasing the bag. We don't show faces though because we try and keep their identities quite secure. Okay, so that's some places where we use swivel hooks and we use rectangle rings. So another instance of using rectangle rings, and I'm just going to switch cameras again, is we have the mini Poppins bag. Now this is another one that Heather made. She's used this with Tula Pink's Curiouser and Curiouser range.
It's not all Curiouser and Curiouser.
Well,
it's all Tula Pink, but not all Curiouser and Curiouser.
Well, mostly the Curiouser and Curiouser range, because it's the down the rabbit hole on the inside. It's more the base. She's used it on there. So
I think the side stripy bit is actually Tabby Road.
Yes, but yes, you might per the bag for the 3-year-old on this one, you might find that Heather's a bit of a Tula Pink fan. Don't hold that against her. I'm a little bit of a Tula Pink, depending on the range. It all depends.
And say why I chose the pawls.
Yes.
Show why I chose the pawls.
Now, the pawls, so the pawls on top are rose pawls. Now, Queen of Hearts, rose pawls, I mean...
There's a rose in the fabric.
Yes.
On the fabric, there's a rose.
Yes, and there is a rose in the fabric. And I believe you've even embroidered the drippy rose from this range on your machine.
What did I put it on?
I can't remember. But that's going off topic here. But the reason I was mentioning this is that because these handles are staying on the bag, this is where Heather has used her 1-inch rectangle rings. Now this has added a level of sophistication to the bag. Instead of just sewing the handles into the seam, she's used hardware to give it a level of... I've used the word elegance. I need a different word. Sophistication, difference, a point of...
It's mine.
Yes, it gives ownership of the bag to Heather. So therefore she's created her own bag, so it's a choose your own adventure. And for Alice in Wonderland fabric, it is an adventure, isn't it?
I don't know what else it is if it isn't. You're going to say that one's the pattern that is.
Yep.
And
So
show that it's got the frame in it too.
So this one is an Auntie's, oh, go back in frame. This one is an Auntie's 2 bag. It is the Mini Poppins. So I'm just going to go back to the overhead camera so you can see. So this is the Mini Poppins from Auntie's 2. It actually contains a frame. You can just see it at the bottom here. A frame. So when you open it up, which I'll do again with the overhead camera, when you open it up, there is actually metal, the metal frame in there, so that when you open it up, it stays open, and you'll see the Heather's Whittlesey show third prize ribbon in there and everything, because she likes keeping her bits and pieces all together. So, yeah.
Thanks, I forgot about that one.
Yes.
Otherwise I'd lose it.
Yes. Now, the Poppins patterns also do come in 3 other sizes. We stock the little and the Poppins, and they can become quite large. So, creating some space for myself, I'm going to move these. So, Heather, do you have any questions or pointers?
Oh, we talk about hardware and using the triangle rings over the D-rings. It really is a personal choice.
Yeah.
And it depends on the look you're going for. Probably the triangle rings a little bit more sophisticated.
Yeah.
The D-rings are a bit more workaday.
Yeah. And that personal choice even comes down to your choice of colour, depending on what works with your personal taste, as well as the fabric you're using.
Probably now we should talk about the a place for everything, because that's the complete opposite, isn't it? With the silver, and we've looked at silver and rainbow, and now this is...
Yep. So we've looked at silver and rainbow, and now we've got a place for everything. Now this is a Biani bag, and we've got the paper pattern here, which we do stock in our store here. Now this bag is quite hardware. It is a bit of a marathon, but once you get through it, it's worth the effort.
What about the comment I got the other night?
Yes. So this is the bag that Heather got the comment on. Wow, did you buy that?
Or where did you buy
Where did you buy that? I'm even going to open it up, because she's got a project in it at the moment. I think it actually makes the bag look better. She's actually doing some, even though we're the Electric Needle Girls, she's branching out, and she's actually doing some EPP, ladies. I know, she's doing some hand piecing. But it is just a use for this bag. Or say if you have a really, really, and I'm saying a really, really, really good friend.
Very, very good.
Very good friend. Because there's 17 pulls in this bag and 6 meters of zip.
And I used a variety of sewing pulls, didn't I, Vicky? So I
Yes.
used the handmade, the spool, and the sewing machine, and the dragonflies. I think I used four different ones.
Now, something that Heather did change on this pattern, per the pattern, it was to be 1-inch strapping for both the handles and the shoulder strap. Now, as Heather prefers a wider strap for the shoulders, she's used a 1.5-inch poly for that shoulder strap. So, and that's the only changes that she's had to make, is that when it comes to this tab in the pattern, is that she's had to make it 1.5-inch wider. Now, these are little hacks or changes that can be done by anybody. It's just, it's customization. It changes a standard pattern.
No, it's what I was going to. There's my hand, people, sorry.
Yep.
Is that the shoulder strap, which makes it sit on my shoulder so much better, is actually a free download from the Biani website.
And the foam and padding here, this is actually an offcut from the piece that Heather quilted from the actual bag. So it's not extra, it's just...
all leftovers.
Yeah, all leftovers from the pattern. So Heather's used a 1.5 inch slide adjuster, and per her personal preferences, she's used the swivel hook, 1.5 inch swivel hooks, and I think the pattern stated you could use triangle rings or D-rings. Yes, it does state that you could use D-rings or triangle rings. But per our personal preference, we've gone with the triangle rings because we tend to prefer those. Mm-hmm. And Heather's just gone and added a handmade tag. It's a metal tag that she's used as a split pin.
We've got that in our shop.
Yep, and we also stock that in our shop. Whether I've got that on the website yet, I'm not 100% certain. It's very, very hard to everything we have coming in, ladies and gentlemen.
A lot of lines, haven't we?
We have a lot of lines of stuff and getting photos and it all up on the website. If there's ever anything that you're after that you can't find, send us a message, give us a call. We might actually have it if it's not on the website. This blue strapping we have. I just haven't had an opportunity yet.
We're doing it this week. It's a goal for this week.
It's a goal for this week, yes. Very much a goal.
It's actually, our strapping's on the list. We've got a list on the whiteboard.
Yes, we've got a list. So that's the that's the a place for everything. Another one of the patterns which shows you the difference between the triangle rings and the D rings. This is take a stand. So I'll show you that pattern here. So this is the Buy Any pattern, take a stand. I'll pop that one over here. Now this one is using D rings instead of triangle rings, along with the swivel hooks, and we're using it in antique instead of gunmetal. Now we've done that. Heather did that, I believe, because of one, fabric choice, and two, it's what she had at that point in time, because it's one of the first bags she's made.
A long time ago.
I think you made this during COVID, to be perfectly honest.
I think I did.
Yeah,
because I made running with scissors during COVID, for sure.
That was our first COVID project. See, I'm silly, people. I don't start with an easy bag. I started with running with scissors.
Which is, we haven't got that pattern here, but anyway. That's another Buy Any pattern. And they kind of are sister projects, aren't they?
Yeah.
Is there anything diabolical in there?
Yeah, no, nothing diabolical. She hasn't left anything evil in this one.
I do use them from time to time.
Yes. So this one has a shoulder strap. Now, I do know people that have gone, no, I want handles. So they've added 2 tabs.
Yeah. And
they've created handles.
And we have a friend who made the largest size as a nappy bag for her daughter.
Yes.
What fabric
so
did you
it's...
use? I can't remember.
Sloths, I think.
It was sloths.
Yes. So yes. A friend used sloths fabric.
It doesn't matter, but that's added so much character to it, hasn't it?
Now I'm going to show you 2 bags where we've changed the hardware size. Now you've already seen one of them. So, it's actually no. This one here. This is the payday pattern. Now, this is Buy Any's new pattern, and it's actually quite different to a lot of her others. Most of her patterns have a binding method, not birthing method, whereas this is quite different. This bag is a birth bag.
Twice.
Yeah, a twice birth bag. Now it does, and it's got a slip card slits. It's got 2 zip pockets. It's got magnetic snaps. Now, if we were to remake this, we would probably this is using sewing magnets. We would probably use split pin magnets, but that's just our personal preference.
Or maybe a flip lock.
Or we might even use a flip or a twist lock, which we do stock in our own store. But this is the payday pattern. It is quite different to her other patterns. But it is, as you can see, quite a unique bag. But what we've done is, due to the scale of it, instead of using the 1 inch hardware like she has suggested, because we stock 3/4 inch, we've gone, no, that's 3/4 inch is actually a nicer size. This is the large version because it comes in 2 sizes. We've used a 3/4 inch strap because we believed that was a nicer size to go with it. And Heather actually made 3 of these bags simultaneously. 2 as gifts and 1 for the store. Okay. Yep. Now, lastly, I'm going to talk to you about our pattern, which we're doing a few little bits and pieces to. It's the Clitus. Now, we're naming any patterns that we come up with after ships that
our people sailed in.
Yes, our ancestors have sailed on. So keep your eyes open for interesting names. So this one's called the Clitus. It is a zip-up tote with a exterior zip pocket, whether it be horizontal. We've even got it as a vertical on some bags as an option. It's a zip-up.
So when it falls over in the car, guess what happens? Nothing falls out if you do it up.
It has an internal slip pocket as well as an internal, and we've used internally, sorry, so you can see it, we've used internally a number 3 zip for an internal zip pocket.
Just to change the scale a bit.
Yep.
And I put elephant paws on that one because I thought they went with the giraffes.
Yes. So keeping with the African theme, and this is where we vary from other stores. There are lots of online stores out there with lots of different styles of pulls. But what we try and do is we try and supply you with the best pulls for your best pulls and tape and accessories for your bag needs. So right now we've got elephants, we've got, I know this is a bit niche, we've got Scottish cows or hairy coo, depending on how you like to call it.
A lot of people like those.
Yes, we've got butterflies and frogs, and we've just got we've got ovals and cut-out wedges.
3 sewing related ones.
We've got a handmade spool sewing machine. So please come check out our website. It is electricneedlegirls.com.au. We are on Instagram, Facebook. We have some YouTube videos. I'm doing our wrap up here because Heather's holding a clock up.
Why don't you show your clam ups?
So lastly,
and show your clam ups because they do look cute. You did a really good job with those.
Yep. So lastly, I have the full set of the Bione clam ups.
You should show the 2 little ones because you put the swivel hook on them, which makes them so good. Imagine being able to hook that little pouch up to the inside of your bag and you can't lose things. You know, I don't know. What do you want to put in a bag? That's
the clam up pouch. Now, if you can see, I've actually used different pulls on each of these pouches. Now, I've done that because I wanted them to match to the sizes. Now, the great thing about these pouches that, I mean, not that most of you guys will want to do this, but if you haven't got anything in them and you're taking them away really quickly, or gifting them or something.
I think this could be a gift because they're not quite as much work as a place for everything.
They are a fat quarter friendly project, but they do this lovely thing of nesting. So they kind of put babushka doll together if you're into that thing. So you can stick all 5 pouches together and it condenses down to one. Sorry, I've got a pen in there. But we can still manage that. So
we do use our bags, don't we?
Yep. So all those fit into the one pouch. But what they do, which is really great, they've got this side gusset. But when they're zipped all the way down, they open up really large. So I've got our little square in there and some bits and pieces, and they stay open.
We're sitting on the sewing table.
Yep.
We're almost at the time. Oh, gracious.
Yep.
Sorry.
So thank you for listening. So I'm Vicky from Electric Needle Girls. I hope you've enjoyed our video, and we hope to see you soon, tomorrow or the day after. We have some more videos on our other hardware, as well as some overlays and other bits and pieces. So come and join us.